win the division.
Naeem Hines looking for the pylon, and he's in! Touchdown! Slashing upfield, dives across the goal line. Another touchdown! First and one! Colts blocking! It's picked up by the Colts! Special teams! How about ya? Touchdown! INDY! The Colts 34, Tennessee 17.
Hey, week 10 already off to a hot start after last night. We'll be talking about the Colts' big win and Phillip Rivers. Welcome to NFL Live. So much to get to with some intriguing games coming Sunday. We're going to be into all of them, but later on, why one person here thinks this game right here must win for the Rams. One of them, it could be Ryan Clark, it could be Marcus Spears, could be Mina Kimes. They're all with us today. And let's get right to it on a Friday. Mina, give me a matchup you're watching on Sunday.
I am very excited to watch Bills cornerback Davius White, seen here, against star wide receiver on Arizona, DeAndre Hopkins. You saw last week Hopkins go toe-to-toe Xavier Howard and reaped a ton of pass interference against him. I think Trey White's going to shadow him all game, and I am curious to see who gets the better of this matchup.
Joe Burrow, tee it up, baby. You got the Steelers' defensive front. Joe Burrow has a large drop-off when he's faced pressure this season. The young rookie quarterback has had some sensational moments. He's going to have to be sensational for the Bengals to have a chance.
You know why I like this show? Because my teammates get open. My teammates make plays. If I drop a dime, I know they're going to score with a big play. You know who doesn't feel that way? Cam Newton with the New England Patriots skill players, and they're going up against the Baltimore Ravens. If they can't create separation, if they don't give Cam an opportunity to make plays, they're going to be in trouble. Baltimore Ravens secondary versus the skill players of the New England Patriots.
We'll try to catch every single thing you throw our way today, Ryan. Back to the beginning of Week 10, the Colts took the lead in the AFC South with their win last night over the Titans. Key divisional showdown. Special teams failed the Titans. Phillip Rivers passed Dan Marino for the 5th most pass yards in NFL history. How does that sound, Mr. Rivers?
Yeah, it is special. It's special. And those guys up there on that list, I don't know that I'm in their category, and that's okay. But, Dan Marino was on my wall. There's a poster on my wall as a young boy. And, watching Dan Marino, meeting Dan Marino at the Senior Bowl, playing against his teams. And it's all special. It's all just special and thankful that here at 38, I'm still getting out here and compete and play the game I love.
Big night for Rivers, but last night's win crucial for Indianapolis. According to ESPN's Football Power Index, the Colts now have a 57% chance to win the AFC South this season after entering last night's game with just a 28% chance to do so. Of course, remember, these two teams will meet again in 2 weeks in Indy. So, Ryan, should we start taking the Colts seriously now? And that's talking to people who maybe didn't take them seriously before.
I think you take the Colts as seriously as you took them before this weekend. I think we've reached the time in the season where we don't have to go up and down with every win and every loss. This is who the Colts are. They play very good defense. If you don't pressure Phillip Rivers, he can throw the ball to open people. And if you're going to shank punts and allow punts to be blocked, they can score points. But this team is still limited in the pass game. If you put pressure on Phillip Rivers, he will turn the football over. And they can be scored on if you understand how to attack them. And so I still think they're right there with the Tennessee Titans, but not on the level of the Kansas City Chiefs, Pittsburgh Steelers, or the Baltimore Ravens. And we still have to remember, they have a quarterback that can't throw a Hail Mary and that can't do a quarterback sneak. So it doesn't matter if it's too long or too short. Phillip Rivers can't do it. And so that still scares me.
He really wouldn't do the sneak last night. I was watching, laughing at home. Ryan, I agree with everything you're saying, but I was impressed by Indianapolis tonight. I was impressed by the roster and just how well Chris Ballard, the GM of the Colts, has put this thing together. Because, yes, they have a few superstars, DeForest Buckner, Darius Leonard, but up and down that team, there are just solid football players on both sides of the ball. And you saw them contributing last night. Guys who were undrafted, like Danico Autry, Grover Stewart. Didn't know guys were still named Grover in the year 2020, but apparently that's happening. Guys from this year's draft, which is looking really good, right? Like, Michael Pittman obviously made some big plays. Of course, Naeem Hines and Julian Blackmon, who's from this year's draft, phenomenal player. Naeem Hines emerged as a running back. My point is this. They don't have to be awesome across the board They just need to be solid, and this team is solid. They don't make stupid mistakes, and sometimes it's better, it's okay to get a bunch of B pluses. Somewhere my Korean mom is at home shaking her head. But I think the Colts are a good example
Ain't no way
of that.
you can get that. That's good for me. That's good for me. That ain't no Mina grades. Now that's great for me.
B plus average would have been the highest average in my family's history. Listen, y'all, this is the point. Okay, what I believe about the Indianapolis Colts is what I saw last night is that they have to win games like this, and it won't be a block punt for 7. It won't be a shank field goal for 17 yards. We all know what this is going to come down to. This is going to come down to how well can Phillip Rivers perform against teams that's going to stretch and threaten his defense. That defense is elite now. They can play at a very high level, but we saw when the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson got it going in the second half that the Indianapolis Colts could not contend offensively. They could not keep up. So my level of concern for Indy, I'm along the same lines with Ryan. It's about the same because it's really going to all boil down to quarterback play. I believe they have guys that can get open. I believe Ali Cox is a matchup nightmare. I think T.Y. can come on. We see Pascal playing well, but Phillip Rivers is going to have to be the difference. And I don't know if I'm telling anybody anything new. That's what the hell they signed them to do. They signed Phillip Rivers to put them over where they thought they could potentially go.
Yeah, but Marcus is exactly right, and Mina is right at the same time. That's why I tell y'all about my teammates. This team 2 years ago felt like they had the type of roster and could continue to build the type of roster that kept them that they were a quarterback away. That's why they were so hurt when Andrew Luck decided to retire, because they felt that they were great everywhere and they had the quarterback to get them over the hump. They Brissett wasn't that guy, and I think they're going to find out down the stretch here, neither is Phillip Rivers.
All right, I'm going to be handing out report cards at the end of this show, by the way. So far, A+ Mina, A- Marcus, and I would say A- to Ryan because your camera just broke up right there, but we'll see if you guys have time to get your report cards in toward the end of the show. Are the Titans a playoff team?
Man, they are right on the border there, and obviously, as you saw early on, their chances were hurt after last night. But the problem is, unlike the Colts, they're not solid across the board. That defense is full of problems, and special teams. We never talk about special teams because nobody seems to care, and it's not fun. But guess what? It's the third phase for a reason, and special teams can lose you a football game, much like it did for the Titans last year as well.
Yeah.
Ryan, what do you think about Tannehill?
Oh, that's Ryan.
It's supposed to be Ryan, but he was enjoying Mina. Go ahead, Ryan.
I was listening so well. I think when you look at the Titans, they're deficient. They're almost showing themselves as frauds, right? The team that we thought they were early on in the season, we haven't seen of late, whether it's the Pittsburgh Steelers a loss to the Cincinnati Bengals, and now the Indianapolis Colts. We looked at Mike Vrabel's teams and thought that through the 3 phases of football, they would at least be good everywhere. That was that Patriot way. That was that tough Mike Vrabel coaching. But we haven't seen that in the last few weeks. It seems like they have a formula, and if that formula works, they can win. But with defense playing this way, they're going to have to do more offensively, and I don't think that this team is built that way.
Hey, Ryan, good save. Not paying attention in class there. You totally wrapped it up there. I'm going to stop with the teacher-class analogies at some point in the show, or maybe I won't. Who knows? But either way, we got so much more coming your way on NFL Live today. Let's get right to it. We got Kyler Murray taking on the stingy Buffalo Bills in Arizona this weekend. Will Buffalo be able to contain the shifty QB, or will Kyler run wild? And it may be an NFC West battle when the Seahawks and Rams go head-to-head Sunday, but could it also be a battle of the offensive and defensive players of the year? We're